Hey everybody, just wanted to jump on here and pass along a little bit of sad news. Legendary martial artist, action star, stunt man, stunt coordinator, fight choreographer, James Lew has passed away. If you're of my age and you grew up watching movies in the 70s, 80s, 90s, you were definitely aware of James Lew. Either you knew his history or he was at least that guy that you would sit there and say, hey, I've seen him before, he's been in this movie and that movie and blah, 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 that kind of thing. And if you were heavily into the martial arts or practiced yourself, you definitely knew who James Lew was. He was on the scene, he was in all the movies, he was on the cover of every issue of Black Belt magazine and Kung Fu and you name it, he was on it. And that's because James Lew had a long, long career in the martial arts. Let me back up and give some of his story. He was born in 1952 in California. Then when he was around 13, 14 years old, he and a friend, Curtis Wong, said, hey, you know what? Heard about this martial arts studio down the street. They walked into it, and there for the next, I don't know how long, they studied Tang Soo Do. And from there they went on and they started to study Choi Li Fut, which was another form of martial arts. It was kind of like Wing Chun taught by a Green Beret who was, back from the war. Then you had him go over into more Kung Fu styles, more styles that were maybe what he was more known for later on in his motion picture career. He went on to study in that with guys like Douglas Wong, and Curtis Wong was there. Those guys were brothers. And Al Leong was on the scene with them too. And they were out there studying martial arts together and making a name for themselves. Later on, they opened up a martial arts school together. And they were like, how can we promote the school? How can we make this more known? How can we make our school bigger? So they started entering tournaments to make names for themselves. And those tournaments, they cleaned house. For years, they were the dominant guys out there. Forms, empty hand weapons, all that kind of stuff, they dominated. To the point where the promoters started saying, nobody else is joining these competitions because they know you guys are going to win. Can you guys just become a demo team and just do demonstrations and knock off the competing? And that's what they did. And they went on to form this hugely successful demo team that literally the So Lung Kung Fu, if memory serves, that was on the scene and everybody knew of them. Around that time, they also started getting into Hollywood, started popping up in things. And the first thing that James Lew, I think, really popped up on was on the TV show Kung Fu. Just a small little scene, small little part. But he was there. And then from there, he went on to be basically a stuntman. He was making a name for himself as a stuntman, and then later on a stunt and fight coordinator. And the list of movies that he is in has been long and has been awesome. I'm just going to scratch the surface, but we're talking about he was in things like An Eye for an Eye, Action Jackson, and Best of the Best, of course, and Ninja Academy, and Martial Law, and Time Cop, and Lethal Weapon 4, and The Perfect Weapon, and Showdown in Little Tokyo, and Rapid Fire, and Escape from L.A., and The Replacement Killers, and Traffic, and Frankenstein, and about a zillion TV shows on top of that. Whether he was in front of the camera, behind the scenes, it didn't make a difference. He was there. And maybe most famously, along with, Best of the Best and stuff, and The Perfect Weapon, of course, was his role in Big Trouble in Little China, upon which he did the choreography for, I can't get the word out, pardon me, all the fight scenes in that motion picture. And he came up with a very, very famous hand sign for that motion picture. James Lew was a fixture on the scene. He won an Emmy for being a stunt coordinator. He's in the Black Belt Hall of Fame. He will always be remembered as a dear figure, an important figure in the martial arts stunt coordinator community. You've seen him, you know him, you've watched him. Many of us loved him. And he lived a quality life. And now today, he has passed on to the next stage of his existence. So, without any further ado, without much left to say, James Lew, thanks for the memories, thanks for all the films, thanks for all the things you've done for the community. God bless you. and have yourself a fun adventure.